Hey everybody, Jason Creel. Let's talk about guerrilla marketing. If you're not familiar with guerrilla marketing, basically that's a term that's used to describe either free or very low cost ways of marketing your business. So, I'm in the lawn care business, so I'm thinking of how can I get my company in front of as many potential customers as possible. And so this year I came across an opportunity I wanted to share with you, and just let you know how my mind thinks, and and I'm always open to other ideas in the comments if you have a way that you're marketing that can help us all. So with guerrilla marketing, I went to Sam's Club the other day. It's early January, so they had these baskets, which I'm assuming they were selling for as Christmas gifts, but to me it didn't look too Christmassy being blue. And they had them marked down on clearance. So these are regular, like $19.99. They were marked down to $6 and something. So with tax, $7 basically. Well, I saw a bunch of people looking at them, so I went over there. I bought 10 of them. I thought I'll do something with those. I can figure out a way to use those for my business. So one strategy that I'm using this year, and we just did it yesterday. So we took a nice looking card and made a handwritten note and put on the front of it, and on the front it said Happy New Year. Inside I had a handwritten note basically saying, and I'm delivering these to other small businesses in town. So yesterday I had my wife, she took a couple to local hair salons. I took one to a local insurance agent. So we put something in there that says like, hope you have a great 2016. If we can ever be of assistance to you or any of your customers, please let us know. Staple a business card in there, and it's just a way to make a connection with another local business, for $7. So maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't, but you know what? I mean, if I was to take them a dozen donuts, that would cost, what, $5 or so? So, and this looks much nicer and seems, they don't have to know it costs $7. For me, so anyway, I think things like that are ways that you can connect with the community, that you can get your name out in a low cost way. So I wanted to talk about indirect versus direct marketing, in particular, since I'm in the lawn business, things that you can do in lawn care and the differences in these ways that we market. And so when I say indirect marketing, we're talking about things like I guess a classic example would be a billboard. A billboard sits up there and it's indirect. People pass by it, see it on their way to work every day, but it's not direct. It's not. To explain what direct is, that would be something that they have to come face to face with and make a decision on. So something that's in their mailbox, something that's on their front door. Now they may throw it away, but they have to make a decision to throw it away. So they may look at that on their mail, in their mailbox, and they may never actually open it. I get stuff from insurance companies all the time. I don't even open it, I throw it away. But I have to at least choose to throw it away. And many times I will open it and read it and then throw it away. And every once in a while, I may actually call somebody. So. But it's direct. It forces me, the consumer, to have to make a decision about that. Where a billboard, it doesn't force you to make a decision. You drive by it over and over. And so I think there's a couple different ways to look at that. And one way would be for us in the lawn care business and other small business, same way. It doesn't mean the indirect can't work. But I think you got to think of what is your return based on how much it costs. Where billboards can be quite expensive. I think indirect works like this for this company. Let's picture a real estate agent. It's there's a bunch of those in each town, has a lot of realtors, and they're all competing for business. Well, to me, if you're the average consumer doesn't know the difference between a good realtor and a bad realtor, and so for a real estate agent to put up a billboard, I don't think does very much good. Where I think indirect marketing works, and where I see big companies that have big budgets do this, is they pounds you at every angle with indirect marketing. So, for instance, you look at, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Coca-Cola, all the phone, AT&T, Verizon, all of them. I mean, it's not like they have a billboard. They have billboards everywhere. They're on Facebook. They're on all over the internet. They're on TV. They're on the radio. I mean, they're hitting you from every angle. And so they're really branding themselves, where if you're a small lawn care business, you don't have that kind of budget to go put one billboard up, or it's just not enough to me. You either have to go all or none, is what I'm saying. And so if I was a realtor and you wanted to create a presence for you in your town, I think you either dominate, like I said, you put up, and this requires a big budget. I'm not saying it doesn't, but you put up several billboards, you send out direct mail, you do Facebook ads, Google ads, you hit them from every angle to where becomes clear that you are the dominant realtor in this area. I've got there's an example in Alabama. There's a particular attorney that I believe, if you drive from one part of Alabama to the other, and I've driven through Florida and he's there too, he's got hundreds of billboards. I feel pretty safe in saying that. He's on the TV, he's on the radio, he blows out his marketing budget, but he's branding himself to where it's basically a known name in the state. And so that's what I'm talking about. And you don't have to do it statewide, but if you want to blow it out and just dominate, now like I said, I can't afford this, and I don't think many lawn care businesses can. So that would be indirect that I think would work. Let's talk about direct marketing again, and what most of us can afford as local small businesses. That's why as a lawn care business, I use postcards, I use door hangers. They're direct. So my door hangers this year, I got these from Vistaprint. And Vistaprint, in my opinion, has really upgraded their quality of materials lately. And I went on there, and the way you were able to design it on the Vistaprint website was much improved. And they had a new thing. It was the first time I'd seen this, but basically you could call them if you had trouble with your design. And I called a guy, and he basically fixed it for me. I mean, I had a design going, and he basically took that and greatly improved it and sent it back, and at no charge. So my door hangers that I'm using this year, obviously it's got my business name, but I've got it specifically geared toward weed control and fertilization, premium fertilizer weed control program, 6 treatments per year, no contract to sign, and right here put the exact cost per treatment. Now I'm only going to be using these in certain neighborhoods where the yards are the same size, and I know what my charge would be, but that is on their door. They have to make a decision about it, and it has the price there, and so they will come face to face with this and have to either throw it away or decide to call me. Of course, the return's not great, but that is direct marketing, and that's something that's affordable, where, like I said, the indirect, to be effective, you have to use it so many ways. So you have to spend so much money that I don't think most of us can afford that. On the back, I've got 3 testimonials from customers. Testimonials are very powerful, and so I thought, if somebody's considering it and reading the front, if they do make it to the back side and read these testimonials, I think that would give them a greater chance of calling me. So that's the example of direct marketing. I think other ways that you can market yourself, like I said, Facebook ads are very cheap, and that's sort of indirect. That's a cheaper version of indirect. But I would say a Google ads, if you pay for Google ads, then you target the exact keywords that people are searching for. So for instance, if you target the keyword lawn care Atlanta, let's say you're in Atlanta, whatever your town is, then when somebody searches that, you come up, and so they're searching for a lawn care company in Atlanta for you to appear. So that, I would say that's not as indirect as a billboard, or as I've seen some restaurants, they'll have a TV in the corner and it'll be flashing through advertisements. You know, to me, honestly, you gotta look at your budget. I would highly recommend just direct things that you put in front of them, because there's nothing wrong with, if you want to sponsor a Little League baseball team, or you want to sponsor a golf tournament and they put your name somewhere. I mean, you can do that if you want. In my opinion, you might as well just make a donation to the organization, because it's really not effective. So let's focus on direct things that we can get results with. Another thing I wanted to mention is, you know, websites, and I don't understand, I'm not exactly sure if you classify that as direct or indirect, but the thing is, you know, I've had a couple calls. You know, it's early January, so our peak season really not till March or April when the calls will start coming. But I've gotten a couple calls this year, and it's people that's found me on the internet. And the good thing about that is, you know, they are actively looking for someone. And so when my web page comes up, it's not, you know, they're actively looking for a lawn care company. So I mean, it's a warm lead. Now, sure, they may call 2 or 3 companies. You may have to compete for their business, but at least you have someone that's actively looking. So, but again, to have a website on page 12 of Google does you virtually no good. And so, to have that, you have to be on the front page of Google to really get results. So, hope that helps. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you're in the lawn care business or thinking about starting a lawn care business, click the subscribe button below to stay tuned to all the latest videos.